Hey, what's going on, guys? We got a pretty big box here for what's typically usually pretty small, an SD Gundam here, but this is of course the jumbo soft vinyl figure SD of the RX-78-2 Gundam here from Bandai. So this one is basically a large, what you would maybe typically hear of as a sofubi. And that's basically just the Japanese slang word as a combination of soft vinyl. And this is the first one, especially it's the first anything Gundam related that I've ever had a sofubi. I think I have one Goku sofubi figure and that's about it. So I don't really have a whole lot of experience with this type of figure. But there's certainly plenty of them around, especially in Japan for all sorts of different things. There's been previous different Gundam sofubi of many different kinds, but this is the very large, as it's in the name, jumbo sofubi here, which looks very cool. What I want to do with this, ultimately, after today's review, we'll be taking a look at everything, I'll show you everything there is to see about this as it is. What I want to do is then repaint it in a different alternate RX-72 color scheme. I'm leaning towards the full armor color scheme for this, as in the full armor Gundam, obviously without all the full armor, but I'll let you guys know that later on. For now, let's go ahead and check out the box and the figure. So before we crack it open, let's take a look around the box here a little bit. There's the jumbo soft vinyl figure SD logo up there, Bandai Namco, the titling down here at the bottom there as well, and our nice big window to the figure right there on the front. On the bottom side just says Gundam. On the top side, the same logo and titling there. On the sides, just a couple other different views of the figure and some different images there on the side, the Gundam right there. And then on this side, this is going to illustrate the actual size of it, although we have this big window in the front of me, you can tell how big it is. But this is just letting you know that it's 23 centimeters in height. Around on the back, we have some images here of it in a couple of different poses. Now, it's not going to be that posable, but as you can see here, showing off the articulation points, it does have some articulation in a couple of points there. It includes the beam rifle, the shield, and beam saber all here, so you can see how those accessories are going to fit into the hand and the shield there as well. And that is it for the outside of the box, so let's go ahead and pop it open and see what we got in here. So what I'm wondering is if there's going to be any other kind of paper on the inside with any kind of instructions or anything, though it doesn't look like it, and I wouldn't really necessarily expect that it needs it, but sometimes there are. But no, there's not. That's it. Let's go ahead, oh, sorry for the noise. Let's go ahead and free him from his shell here for a moment. It's got a nice weight to it. It's not super heavy, but we'll take a look around that in more detail here in just a second. Let's go ahead and pop out the accessories as well. Starting off with the beam rifle, nicely detailed. The beam effect itself is painted in this metallic bright pink, like a hot pink color. A little bit of some scuff on there, but you just position it in a way that you can't see that. That works pretty nicely. Very cool. It's like the size of a pen almost, even quite a little bit larger. For the beam rifle, you can see it has the trigger finger hand all kind of molded together here, just so you're not actually having to disassemble anything or do any of that to get that to fit in the hand. Nice bright yellow there for the camera on top. Otherwise, again, really nicely detailed. It's all just painted in one color aside from the camera there. But with some detail painting or some added decals or something, for example, added onto that, gonna look very nice. And the shield as well, pretty nicely detailed there on the front. The painting on it does look really nice. The colors are looking good. On the back side, some nice detail here, although it's not painted. You can see how this is going to fit into the hand. It's not going to actually fit all the way through. But I do wonder exactly how that's going to be fit into the hand, because this is it's soft vinyl, although it's not really all that soft. I mean, it is pretty hard plastic here, so that can bend and flex slightly, though not that much, and it feels more like it's gonna break. I'll try and see how easy that is to get in there in just a moment, but first of all, let's take a look here at the figure. For the articulation, the head can turn side to side. Very nice. And also here in the midsection as well, you can rotate there. Also, at the shoulders, you can rotate the arms up and down. There's no other articulation here in the arms or in the legs whatsoever. Those are completely fixed, but then at the hands, you can rotate the hand a little bit there like that. The beam saber handles are removable from the back, so if you do want to have the beam saber in hand and you want it to look properly, not like it's got two in the backpack and one in the hand at the same time, you can remove one of those out of the back. They're both removable though. Let's go ahead and just take a nice close-up look, because there is a lot of really nice detail on here. It's definitely going to benefit from some panel lining on there just to help bring out some of these details, especially on some of the white bits. It seems like a lot of the detailing is sort of similar to the Revive Gundam, I feel like, or to like the Mega Size RX-78-2 Gundam, just in terms of the style of the detailing on this. You can see around here on the backpack, some nice details in and around there. So obviously for repainting this, just going to be a lot of masking involved. You could, I suppose, in theory, cut everything apart and actually like separate out all the parts, but I think masking is going to be the way to go for doing any kind of recoloring or repainting on something like this. So it's all pretty nice. The only real aspect of the painting that seems to stand out for me to be not as nice as everywhere else is maybe here on the chest. This chest vent on this side, it looks really good. This chest vent on this side, there's a little bit of the paint there at the bottom, kind of isn't exactly right, but I mean overall, really good. And then just for a size comparison with a 1/44 scale Gundam kit, here you can see in comparison, so I mean it's definitely going to be very jumbo. It's certainly going to stand out in your collection, which is really nice. Other than that, guys, let's take a look at a couple of poses here with this, but obviously it's not going to be super posable. There's really not a whole lot that you can do with it. Mostly this is just kind of a display piece just to kind of enjoy it as it is. It's really cool. Definitely if you're a Gundam fan, this is definitely something that I think will be a highlight of your display, a highlight of your collection. Even if you're not particularly into the whole SD styling of it, I think just the size and the scale of it, I think is just such that it makes for a really nice piece of, at the very least, something just as a collector's item, right? So even if you're not interested in doing any kind of extra work to it, repainting it, or even just adding some panel lining to it, just straight out of the box, it does look pretty nice. Though I think it would definitely benefit from, at the very least, just doing a little bit of panel lining, just to help bring out some of the details, like I said, especially in the white areas of the kit. But it is also pretty cool that for the most part, it has this kind of satin finish to it, except for the eyes, which are in a high gloss there for the yellow for the eyes, which is nice, so that those have a kind of a little bit more of a shine, a little bit more of a glow to those compared to the painting around on the rest of the figure. So that's pretty nice. It's kind of the same with the beam saber effect part. It's also in like a high gloss, hot pink, metallic pink there. But overall, very cool, and definitely looking forward to working some more on this here. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Is this the kind of thing that you would like to see Bandai produce more of? Maybe not in particularly this, size or scale. Maybe you're not too much into SD, but you would just like to see this kind of thing, maybe something similar from Bandai more often. If this would be something that you would be interested in collecting, or if there's any particular Gundams you would like to see in like this sort of release, let me know in the comment section. It's kind of interested to know what people's thoughts are on something like this, as it's definitely something different from your standard kind of Gundam figure or Gundam model kit, for example. So that's it for today, guys. Check out the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store, where you can check out all sorts of other different Gundam model kits and paints and tools and supplies. So check that out. And as always, thank you all so much for all of your support, liking the video, commenting, subscribing, all helps out quite a bit. Really appreciate it. Until next time, guys, have a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.